This is a mixed inline flow fan equipment which we will model in our Revits. We don't have this family in our preloaded fan family, so we have to create it. There is another photo which is on this type. We will just create a simple model. We don't need the axis, the propeller inside to be modeled. The outer dimension will be much more easy to model, and basically we won't see inside this fan once we have connected it to our system. So how to model it? Let's start with the new. Let's go to family, start new, and go to metric. Let's use a metric generic model. Click open. Now the first thing we need to do is we are now in the reference level. We have to set to the front elevation. We have to first set the elevation where our fan will be located. So let's use a reference plane and create that reference level or elevation level. Here we're going to set the dimension. Select here and here. And let's create a parameter and set it as elevation. Here common, length, and under the group parameter dimension. Maintain type and font family parameter. Click OK. Now we're going to name this plane as fan, so we can draw our required family within this fan plane. Now let's create and set our fan plane as our reference plane. Click OK. Click open. Now this plane is actually referring to that elevation reference plane, which is the fan plane. So we're drawing in this area. So now we're going to set some reference planes for our parameters, so we can easily draw the dimensions of the fan rather than guessing it. So here we have the angle, straight angle, and then the downward portion. So let's create this. And let's go. Now we have to set the two plane, a four plane on this side, and let's another set. So let's undo that. Let's select another plane. So we have created 6 planes on the horizontal line and 4 planes on the Y or vertical line. Here is the body. We have to set the dimension and make sure it's dimension 2, and let's select this dimension to this dimension and set it as equal. Now let's set it to about, set it to, let's say about 300. This is equal. Once we have the parameter, let's delete this and select this dimension from here, and let's set this dimension to 300. Why is it doing that way? Let's set the dimensions first. Set it to 1. Set the dimension. And we should be able to change this dimension, but let's just create a parameter. Something is wrong. We are facing technical issues, so let's say this is length L1 type, and let's set L1 to 300. So now it's centered here as 300, our body. Here we're going to set 150 for this dimension, so let's set it here. Now we can change the dimension to, let's say 100 or 150. So we have a 45 angle, and here we're going to set this as 150 again. So let's set this as 150. Select this and set the dimension to 1. Now we need to have it first set on the correct planes, so just follow this. When you select this, you need to change it to 1. So now it's going to this direction. If you start with that put placing the dimension line here, it will shift to that dimension. So let's set it here also. Let's set this dimension. Actually, it's all 150. So let's set this as 150. Now let's set this as 150. So again, we have to create that first preference line is from here to here, so it will follow that dimension. Select here and select 150. So it will just adjust into that direction. So that is some tricks and tips. Here, let's select this about the first dimension. We set it as equal from the center point. Now we're going to set this dimension, and we're going to set a parameter, otherwise it will not follow. So let's create a parameter of W1, and let's set this is about 250. Now let's create the dimension from here to here. Let's say this dimension is about 100. So same thing here, let's set up the dimension from here to here and set this dimension to 100. Now we can draw our line and our profile. Actually, we only need one side. We're going to use this as our axis. So let's create our sweep. We're going to use the sweep tool, and we're going to create, first is pick the path, which is sketch path. We just place it at the center. That is our path. Actually, we're not going to use sweep, so let's exit it. Exit, and let's create and use revolve path. Now let's select the axis line, which is this line. Let's pick a line, and then let's create the profile. Let's use a line. Here we're going to use the first one, which is the external one. We're going to create it, the internal part of the fan. And let's just create. Now we're going to have this fan. Go to this line. We're just drawing the profile. Go to this, connect to here, and here, and here, and here, and let's align with this line. And actually just pick a center point first, and we're just closing the profile. Let's undo. We have made some mistake here. Let's create another line here.